How do you hide the biggest celebrity wedding on Earth in the middle of Manhattan? You don't throw it in some quiet countryside estate. You throw it inside a 20,000-seat arena in the heart of New York City. And somehow, almost nobody sees a thing. That's exactly what Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce pulled off on July 3rd, 2026. And the way they did it might be the most fascinating part of the whole story. For weeks, the internet was obsessed with one question: where and when? Fans knew a wedding was coming. What they didn't know was that the couple had already turned it into a full-blown intelligence operation. Guests reportedly had to sign non-disclosure agreements just to receive an invitation. Phones were banned at the door, and to keep the location under wraps, a massive tent, around 180 feet long, was built to shield Madison Square Garden from prying eyes and long-lens cameras. Even people who'd been invited weren't given the full picture until the last possible moment. But the secrecy was only the beginning. Then came the venue itself, and it raised eyebrows immediately. Out of every romantic location in the world, why Madison Square Garden? A concert arena better known for basketball games and sold-out tours. The answer most people landed on was control. Inside MSG, Taylor and Travis could decide exactly who got in, keep paparazzi completely locked out, and build whatever world they wanted from scratch. And build it they did. One guest who broke the silence was AMC Theater's CEO Adam Aron, who posted a since-deleted account of the night. His verdict? Walking in, it didn't even look like Madison Square Garden. Everything, floors, walls, ceilings, was draped in soft peach and white, and lining the space were giant blown-up photos of Taylor and Travis at every age, year by year, from toddlers all the way to their late teens. A concert arena had been transformed into something out of a storybook. But the transformation wasn't the only jaw-dropping detail. The couple's wedding looks had been kept just as secret, and when they were finally revealed, they instantly became fashion history. Both Taylor and Travis wore custom Christian Dior Haute Couture, designed by Jonathan Anderson, Dior's creative director. According to a press release, it was the first couture wedding dress Anderson had ever created for a globally recognized celebrity. Aaron described Travis in a sharp white tux, and Taylor in a stunning white gown with a long veiled train. They both finished their looks with custom Christian Louboutin shoes, and Taylor added Cartier jewelry to complete the bridal look. And if you'd been paying close attention over the previous months, the Dior partnership had actually been hiding in plain sight. Taylor had been quietly stepping out with a series of Dior handbags, dropping hints nobody fully decoded until the big day. But the fashion was just the setup for the ceremony everyone would be talking about. That ceremony had a twist nobody predicted. The person marrying them. Taylor and Travis didn't hire a traditional officiant. Instead, comedian Adam Sandler did the honors, confirmed by Swift's own publicist, Tree Payne. Sandler and Kelce had become friends after Travis appeared in Happy Gilmore 2 the year before. Chiefs head coach Andy Reid later told CNN that Sandler did a phenomenal job, and shared the piece of marriage advice Sandler gave them. Kiss each other every chance you get, every single day. The couple also skipped the usual bridesmaids and groomsmen entirely. Instead, Taylor's brother Austin Swift served as her man of honor, and Travis's brother Jason Kelce stood as best man, with Jason's young daughter as the flower girl. Then came the vows, and this is where the room reportedly lost it. The couple wrote their own, and Taylor even worked a bit of into hers. But according to two guests who spoke with NBC News, it was Travis who cried the hardest. As one guest put it, you'd expect the bride to be the emotional one, but it was Travis who couldn't hold it together. And once the I do's were done, the night shifted into something no wedding band could compete with, because the reception lineup read like a music festival headliner list. Taylor herself didn't perform at the reception, but she didn't need to. According to guests who spoke with NBC News, Paul McCartney took the stage and played the Beatles' I Want to Hold Your Hand, a song he reportedly hadn't performed publicly in decades. Stevie Nicks performed too. And it didn't stop with the legends. CNN's Brian West reported that the reception turned into a star-studded karaoke night, with names like Sabrina Carpenter and Ice Spice grabbing the mic. Taylor did sing, but the night before, at the July 2nd rehearsal dinner, where she and Travis reportedly performed their favorite rock song together. And the entertainment wasn't limited to music. Guests could play games in exchange for raffle tickets. And the prizes were absurd, in the best way. Dior and Chanel bags, Cartier watches, and a 1970 Chevrolet Chevelle. Not a random car either. It was the exact same model Taylor and Travis rode in on one of their earliest dates. Every detail, it seemed, circled back to their own love story. But the guest list is where things got truly wild, because roughly 1,000 people were there, and Taylor had basically warned everyone this was coming. Months earlier, she joked that she was inviting anyone I've ever talked to. Turns out, she meant it almost literally. The crowd was so stacked and so eclectic that people spent days trying to figure out how certain stars even knew the couple. Selena Gomez was there. So was gymnast Simone Biles, Machine Gun Kelly, and the electronic duo The Chainsmokers. Actor Hugh Grant was famously photographed in a car with Lena Dunham and Andrew Scott, cheekily flipping off the camera on the way in. It was less a wedding guest list and more a snapshot of nearly everyone famous the couple had ever crossed paths with. But amid all the names that showed up, it was one name that didn't that got the most attention: Blake Lively. Taylor's close friend of more than a decade was not at the wedding. Given how public their friendship had been over the years, her absence was impossible to ignore, and it immediately became one of the most talked about details online. Neither Taylor nor Blake has publicly explained the situation, so anything beyond the simple fact that she wasn't there is speculation. And that's exactly where a lot of coverage went off the rails. The honest version is straightforward. A longtime friend wasn't there. Fans noticed, and the internet filled in the blanks. Sometimes the most talked about part of a wedding is the empty seat. And when you step back from all the noise, the whole event starts to say something bigger. Because for all the secrecy, the tense, the NDAs, and the codes, what actually leaked out painted a picture of two people who built their wedding entirely around their own story. The car from their first date. The photos from every year of their lives. The English teacher and gym teacher bit they'd been running since their engagement announcement back in August 2025, when Kelce proposed with a custom old mine-cut diamond ring in a garden full of flowers. Even Kelce's mom Donna summed the night up in one word: magical. Yes, it was enormous. Yes, it was locked down like a state secret, but underneath the spectacle was something surprisingly personal. A couple who turned an arena into a scrapbook of themselves. Whether you think the secrecy was genius or overkill, one thing's clear. Taylor Swift has spent her whole career turning her life into moments the world can't stop watching. Her wedding was just the biggest one yet. So here's the real question to sit with. When you have the power to hide something this completely, and you still make sure every detail leaks out perfectly, is it privacy, or is it the greatest reveal of them all?